Daddy, you're cool.
So what's up, Project Onyx? It's Ricky with Rapsky Gaming coming at you with podcast number 3 for Full Assault. Today I'm joined by none other than Delementary, Lurker
What's
Zero,
up?
Cleanup, and Toast Bomb. Say what's up, guys.
Yo.
Hello.
What's
yo.
up? No one else said
Dude.
what's up except for me. I don't know.
What-
Didn't
what-
follow directions.
What's up, guys?
What?
Sorry, we
I'm
just got off like an hour and 45-minute game, like binge game of Counter-Strike like you did. You have to follow strict rules in there.
All right, so guys, this has been an awesome time to be a gamer, not only for Halo, but just a gamers in general. E3 was freaking sick. So I really wanted to get to other games that we've been playing, just the interest of other games that were at E3. I myself haven't been playing Halo all that much here lately. Been kind of branching out with the free games with gold. So I was interested if you guys have been playing anything else other than Halo here as of late, and if so, what? So we'll start off with Lurker.
I have actually only been playing Halo.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I say every week, but it still stands. I didn't even play Halo 3 this week. I've only been playing Halo 4, actually. But one game I've been meaning to get around to is a Ubisoft game called Child of Light, which is it's like a hand-painted 2D kind of platformer RPG that I think looks really interesting. It's on demand. I think it's like an arcade game or whatever. But the whole game is written in a poetry style. It's not real overbearing, but it's like the whole game is like kind of a one epic poem or whatever. I think it's only about 15 hours long, and it's got that classic RPG feel. So I might have to get down on that one.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't not actually even heard anything about Child of Light. Is that
I've heard really good things about it. I think it was in a lot of people's top 10 game of the years and stuff like that.
really? Oh wow.
I don't think it was this year though. I think that's an older game. That was like 2013. But
Yeah,
I've definitely heard good things about it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. So is it like, I know you said kind of like a side scroller-esque. Is it like Limbo at all? Because I know like that was a freaking amazing game. I don't know if any of you
it's like a
guys have
2D
played that.
platformer. Yeah, I did play Limbo, actually. It's like a 2D platformer, but it's really like intricate hand-painted look. Like it's got a really interesting look. It's kind of actually a lot more like Dust. That one was free for Xbox Gold recently.
Yeah.
So it's sort of similar to Dust and like the art style wise, but it's got turn-based like RPG combat. It's kind of like an older Final Fantasy, which is obviously a soft spot for me.
Yeah. I've always been a huge fan of the Final Fantasy games. I played 7, 10, and 13, and I've always been a big fan of the turn-based. And Pokemon, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
So
I've never actually watched like a single episode or played a single Pokemon game.
dude, that was
me either.
literally my
I
childhood.
watched the TV show, but I never played the games.
Del, what games have you been playing, dude?
I have been on the Super Smash Bros. Grind. Super Smash Bros. 64.
Really?
Just with a couple extra minutes I've had here and there. I've been... After watching that Super Smash Bros. Documentary, it got me super hyped on competitive Smash because I always liked playing, but I never really got into it that much. So it's been kind of fun to try to play, watch the pros play, and then see how close I can get myself to looking pulling off the fancy moves that they do. It's been kind of fun.
Practicing wave dashing,
I've
canceling,
just
all
been
that stuff.
smashing. Yeah, I've been smashing bots, trying just working on tech skill and just kind of messing around. It's
Yeah.
fun playing a game that I can get messed up by just an AI. if I'm not playing really well, it's kind of refreshing to be bad at a game.
Are you playing Melee or Project M?
No, Super Smash Bros. 64. I just have
okay.
my old Nintendo 64 out in the other room, so I've
Okay, so there's no wave
played
dashing
that a
or
little bit.
canceling.
I wanted to get my GameCube out here though, so I can play because I've got Melee as well.
Nice.
But it's been a lot of fun.
Did you ever think about streaming it? Because they have the capability of taking an HDMI and working it into...
Yeah,
Also, you can
I could.
you can play 64 online too.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
would be
you have to hook it
interesting.
up
Like an
through a
emulator,
PC.
or-
You hook it up through a PC and do some weird stuff. You might have to play it on emulator. I can't remember if you can also use an N64 for it also, and do some weird things. But you can definitely do it through an emulator online.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, because it is a lot more fun when you're playing against actual people. So, like, Clean, like you were saying, I think if I ever had, like, one of my buddies over who liked to play Smash, I'd just both stream it and could see our shenanigans
Right, that would be
go
pretty fun.
down.
Yeah,
Because
that'd
I
be
do
awesome.
have, I think I've got the little adapter for my Elgato just to, like, capture normal component cables.
Oh, nice.
So I think I could just run it straight through the 64.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Nice.
I would enjoy it.
So what about you, Clean? What have you been playing here lately?
Well, I played Max Curse of Brotherhood, which is like an arcade game.
Yeah, that
it's-
one went free too, right?
Yeah, it was free on Xbox One, which is really cool. Also, Child of Light is on Xbox One as well, which is like what Lurker was talking about.
Mhm.
I've been playing Spartan Assault, and I have been playing a lot of Halo 2 XBC.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
And
I'm
like,
interested in Spartan Assault. What do you think about it?
I like it. Like, it's Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not better than Halo Wars. Like, Halo Wars is a great game. Like, it's very strategical. It's very like, this is pretty much just straightforward. Have fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Very casual experience.
It's got that Halo feel, but it's definitely a very different game.
Right. But it's still cool to see, like, you know, plasma pistols and like all the old school like sort of stuff back to where it was before. And I don't know, the controls are kind of weird. They take a little bit to get used to, but I mean, it's a top-down shooter, so I mean, what can you expect? And I got it for free, so it makes it even better.
Yeah.
And then Halo 2 on XBC, the lobbies right now, if anybody's listening that is interested in like Xbox Connect, and we're not talking about the peripheral, we're talking about like hooking into PC and running custom games online through your PC while still using your Xbox. I would definitely suggest it right now just because there's so many lobbies. Like,
Oh yeah, I
it's
didn't even
insane.
think of that. Probably like huge resurgence, right?
Right. Yeah.
I should hop
There-
on that too.
Yeah, there were 20 open lobbies last night,
Nice.
and they were all full. And
That's awesome.
Wow.
they, like, Nated was running Big Team Battle.
Yeah, I saw that.
streaming.
That was
Like, it was
sick.
amazing. It was amazing. And it's a really good feeling. And if you've never played Halo 2, it's definitely something to look into. So yeah, that pretty much does it. What about you, Raps?
Dude, I've been playing Dark Souls here lately. Or I should say attempting to play Dark Souls. Like,
Dying.
oh my god, that game.
So I assume Dark
Like-
Souls 1, right? Because it was went
the
free,
the
that was-
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna pick it up because I was watching some playthroughs of it. Like, I was always interested in just the atmosphere of the game. Like, I really like dark games like that. Like, I really enjoyed Dante's Inferno and like Shadow of the Colossus. Like, those are some of my favorite games I've played in recent years. So this kind of seemed like almost a mesh between the two, and I really like the adventure of it. But dear God, is that game hard?
You will die.
Like,
Yeah.
I've streamed pretty much every time I play it. I put probably a good 4 to 5 hours, maybe even 6. And
It was-
I
It was
I
pretty fun
just
watching you
see-
struggle.
oh man.
The hate is real. The hate is
Like-
real in this stream.
Like, okay, so like the boss hype like around the bosses is so insane. Like, I'm so scared to go like anywhere. Like, I'm afraid I'm gonna get ambushed. So I go to this door that's kind of like fogged out, and
Yeah.
there's this mechanic in the game where you can like leave notes on the floor like for other players when they come in. So I see this note right before I go in the door, and I read it, and all it says is good luck. So I'm like, oh, shit. So
I know the part you're talking about.
yeah, I walk in there and I'm on top of this church, and just all of a sudden like it pans up to these 4 gargoyles that are on top of this church, and then all of a sudden one of them starts breathing and just like ambushes you on top of this building. So I'm like, oh crap! Like, the thing has an axe as a tail. It has
Yeah.
like just weapons for skin essentially. and like I get it to like a fourth of its health, so I'm like, all right, this isn't that bad. And then
Oh, what?
Did he cut out for you?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I just lost Raps.
Oh, did he disconnect?
I lost Raps, man.
Ooh. All right, we'll get him back in. We'll get him back.
Right. Dell. Yeah. So, all right.
like, you guys didn't hear any of that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we
Oh,
can.
okay.
All right, we got you. You're back now. All right.
Oh, crap.
No. You're on the roof. You're on the roof. You were about to fight
Okay.
the guy, I think.
Yeah, okay, so I get up on the roof, and it pans up to, like, these gargoyle statues on top of the church steeple.
Right.
And
You
then,
got them to a quarter of their health. Essentially,
Right, okay.
is where we lost you.
okay, gotcha. So, yeah, I get it to a quarter of its health. So I'm like, oh, man, these boss fights aren't really all that bad. I'm a lot better than I thought I was. Then all of a sudden, a second gargoyle just drops out of nowhere, just like Godzilla, like, fire breathes on me. It just immediately just destroys me. So I'm like, freaking Dark Souls, man. Like,
I don't want to attempt it. To be quite honest with you, like, I played it for maybe 30 minutes and then I shut the shit off. Like, I was just like, I was done. After that, I was like, this is frustrating.
I don't know. Like, I can't put it down because like it's a constant challenge. Like I am like once I die, I'm like determined to beat it. Like I can't let the game beat me, so I just keep coming back for it. It's
can't do it.
if you can get over the rage, it's an awesome experience.
Now Charlie Murder's up next, and Lurker, like I said, man, you need to check that out because I have it. I bought it when it first came out, and it's a great game. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll check out the trailer.
That's
I
a
have
cool
not
game.
heard one thing about it.
You haven't heard anything?
It's kind of like
I know, I'm
RPG
like-
Streets of Rage type.
Yeah, it is.
thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
I think I did like a quick little walkthrough of the first level on my channel. So it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Also, Rapscallion, by the way, he has a axe for a tail. I'm not sure on that boss, but almost all the bosses who have tails, if you hit the tail enough, the tail will get cut off, and then when you beat the boss, you'll get an extra item. So if you want to be really
Yeah.
awesome and you want to get some cool extra item that might be crappy or not, then
Oh, nice.
go for it.
Dude, I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who hasn't played that game because like constantly in the stream chat, people are like, "Did you get the Drake sword? Does he have the Drake
Yeah.
sword? What build is he going?"
I mean,
for?"
it's a pretty old game at this point, the
Yeah.
first Dark Souls, so a lot of people who are going to be watching that stuff already know like everything about it.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
love that game though, because everything is literally just set up there to troll you. Even like a lot of the story isn't really told through cutscenes. It's told through item descriptions. So if people want to like get the lore or whatever, they read the item descriptions. And there's this one like weird stick thing you get. I can't remember if it's Dark Souls or Demon Souls, but you get it, and it just says this item does nothing. And people took that to think, oh, it has to do something. So they spent months and months trying to figure out what the stick did, and it actually just does nothing. So it's like
Just
even the
a
item
troll.
descriptions troll you. It's awesome.
Right. Sounds
Yeah,
pretty
well,
cool.
when they've got an entire mechanic based around potentially leaving people fake messages to try to screw with them,
Yeah.
you know what they're after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want your tears.
Cool. All right, so Toast, what games have you been playing, man? And then we'll move on to the next topic.
Well, I think you guys know I've been playing a little bit of Counter-Strike. with
Right.
Oh,
Dr.
just a
Shmepple
little.
Just a little.
and other people. That game's really fun. I've been getting pretty alright at it, and it's really cool. There's a really good ranking system, really good just everything. Good support for tournaments. It's like basically everything you'd want to have in Halo, it literally has. So they have really cool stuff for that. It makes it really fun to watch. And there's a huge tournament going on right now at DreamHack for Counter-Strike, and
Yeah, I
think
saw
the
that.
finals will be tomorrow.
That tournament is huge.
But yeah, the
Like,
production level for some of that stuff is like crazy. Like they have infrared cameras at the bottom of each monitor, so then if they want to, they can track where the person is looking on the screen, and then they have a little circle. So in tight situations, they'll be like, let's see where the guy's looking, and you can see where on the screen like that player is like
Wow.
looking on the
What?
screen and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
It's
Wow.
legit. It's been going on all weekend.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So
Like, and
it's
I
pretty
think
hype.
I think Lurker and I, while we were waiting on you to come in here, Lurker and I Like, I was like, man, why do they play such a old-ass game? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And then and then Lurker was like, anybody who's waiting on Master Chief Collection can't say anything about waiting on an
Well,
old
I mean,
game.
CSGO's not that
And I was
old.
like,
It's
yeah.
only like 2 or 3 years old
Yeah.
at this point. I mean, if you're playing 1.6, that's another story. So it's like
I always want to aim down sight, and for the most part, you can't in that game.
Yeah, no, there's
So
no
it's like,
reason to a lot of
it's frustrating to some degree for me.
times. And then also I've been playing some like Project M and Melee and stuff like that with people, and that's also just like it's just such a cool time to like be into like Smash stuff, because not only is like Nintendo doing like a competitive focus for the next Smash Bros game, which is potentially like really cool, but also there's like all these like legendary people coming back to tournament play, and it's like so awesome. Like there's this one guy named Azen, and he's just like robot insane at the game, and he took a break, or he stopped. He like retired like 6 years ago. Probably played a little bit on the side with his friends or whatever, but basically didn't play at all. He just like played League of Legends and stuff. And then he comes like a month ago to a tournament and just gets first place. Just like, you know what, I'm just gonna beat all these top tier players that have been learning all the new meta and all this stuff over the past 6 years since I left, and you know, I'm just gonna beat them.
That's so insane,
because
man.
I'm Azen and I'm awesome.
Repping it
It's
old
like-
school.
It's so cool, and there's like 5 or 6 of those guys coming back who are just like these insane legend people
Who,
of their time.
do you know who
Wow.
won the E3 tournament?
It was Pew Pew U, I think, which is kind of a
Okay.
newer player, but he was against Hungry Box, who is like a super old school guy,
Right.
who's been around like basically since the beginning, at least of Melee. So
Grandfather
yeah.
Melee.
I don't think they really like won any money or anything. I think it was just like a trophy, and you got to play Smash 4 and stuff. But that tournament was kind of cool, but it was kind of weird how they had it work.
Like,
There's-
does anybody else picture like a Nintendo like tournament being any different than that? Like, you win a medal, and then it's like,
yeah, I
good
don't know. It's
game,
kind of weird.
you are
Like, if they would
win,
give
or
out
like
money
whatever.
or something. It doesn't
Right.
seem like the Nintendo way.
You get like a
Uh,
big golden star.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like
Jump
some
down
like
the pipe.
glass trophy, which the trophy looked cool, but
Right.
you know,
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, playing for money's cool. Playing for like wins, gold medals, stuff like that. Like, that's cool. I guess there's some honor in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
but
But
the
it's like,
hype in the room was just like off the charts insane. Like
Oh,
at
because
one point, like there was items, which is kind of weird. Like tournaments don't use items, but some of the matches there's items, and there's a thing called a smash ball, where if you hit it and you break it, you get like a final smash, which is like this super move, which is basically like you instantly kill him. And I don't think
Right.
They
anyone
use
had
those?
seen in the tournament. Some of the tournament matches, it was like a free-for-all. It was weird. It was mostly just to show off the characters and show off the game. It was more of like an exhibition, I guess, with like weird items and weird settings.
Mhm.
So it wasn't a really tournament. But anyways, I don't think anyone had seen the Mega Man Final Smash yet, and like seeing the Final Smashes is a really big deal to people to see what they look like.
Yeah.
And someone who was playing Mega Man got the ball and then did the Final Smash and killed the guy, and just like the room was just exploding. Like people were like jumping out of their chairs, like going nuts. It was like insane.
right.
So
Well, it's
That
cool.
was
I
really
think
cool.
I think we're almost coming into like a gaming old school like renaissance in a way.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
there's
You know what I
actually,
mean?
I don't know if anyone has seen this. I haven't heard a ton of people talking about it, but on at the end of every E3 day for Giant Bomb, they would bring in like developers, and they'd have like a chat or whatever, basically just like have a podcast with a bunch of people, rotate out different developers. And one of them, it was Phil Spencer and Frankie, and they were talking about Halo and all that stuff, and like just where games are going in general. And Frankie talked about how over the past few years we've been heading towards this sort of reward-based system, and now we're seeing a lot of backlash against that, and it's sort of like, you know, everything's cyclical, so it just is like coming back to people wanting more basic stuff, more competitive, focused, all that like that type of experience. So that looks really good for Halo 5 and the design of that potentially, because they're trying to make it really competitive. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was just a really cool thing that he said.
Dude, is there
Just the emphasis from the trailer alone was so awesome to see.
Yeah.
Like next gen arena multiplayer. Like,
Dude,
oh
and it
my
happened-
god, what does
and the
that
thing is,
mean?
it happened in an arena. Like, they were jumping into an actual arena. So like
Yeah.
there were metaphors there, sure, but it's like, dude, oh, it was
They've
was
Yeah,
also
that was an
confirmed
that was
in
an
the
arena
arena that
with
it will
like
be
big
connected.
screens.
It's like a futuristic gladiator pit.
Right. And I was just like, I was so hyped at that point. I was like, I honestly think Halo 5 is going to be the best competitive multiplayer that we've seen, I think. I really do.
They
I
got
think
the
it
people
is.
to do it, assuming they, integrate Ghost Yam and all those people to really, like, work on it and do balanced things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they
yeah.
like Ghost so much, they brought him to E3. Like, you know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Yeah, dude, they love Ghost over there. Everybody has to know that. Like, Neighbor, all these people, Bravo, they're using them. Like, they're saying, we're back. You know what I mean? So, man, it's a great feeling. But yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a lot of Destiny, bro.
Yeah. Ninja streaming constantly.
Right. I don't know.
He gained like 200 subs from streaming Destiny and stuff. It's pretty insane. He's
Dude,
getting really good viewership.
I've got mixed feelings about it. Like, on one hand, like the PvE world looks pretty amazing. Like, it really looks like a Borderlands with like a more like serious tone to it. And on the other hand, like the multiplayer itself just does not look all that appealing to me. Like it almost looks like a futuristic Call of Duty, really. Like,
It's
I don't know,
it's a little bit different in ways, but yeah.
okay, I guess first off, has anybody here played it? Like, does anybody have a PS4 and actually
No.
put hands on it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
My friend has it, and he brought up a really good point. He brought up a really great point, actually. He's a strictly PlayStation guy. Now, don't get me wrong. He owned an Xbox 360 just because I conned him into it, just like he conned me into buying a PS3. And so we were playing Halo or whatever. And the cool thing is, and I don't know if you guys know this, but PlayStation doesn't have too many first-person shooters coming out this year.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's probably a really big deal for a lot of PlayStation people.
Like they have Hardline, they have COD, they have still Battlefield 4 or whatever, and then that's it. There's nothing else coming out for us. It's just it's Master Chief Collection. You know what I'm saying? Plus we have all those other games. You know what I mean? So our plate's kind of full, and what he's saying is that he feels like when he came onto Halo, he started at Halo 3 with me for a little bit, and then he went straight to 4. It was like maybe a month or two before Halo 4. And so we were rocking it out or whatever, and he was like, you know what? I always felt like I was missing something. I was missing the Halo 1 days. I was missing the Halo 2 days. So I didn't have quite the entire information. And he said, with this time, with Bungie, it feels like I'm starting from day one on a brand new game of something that could potentially be epic.
Yeah.
So I want to stick around for it. And it kind of hit me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense, man. We could be like in day one of a great thing. So it kind of changed my mind about Destiny, because I was kind of like, yeah, it's like Borderlands, and like it's just going to be like a COD, Halo, ripoff, whatever it may be. And then I kind of looked at it as its own game, and it kind of changed my mind a little bit, I guess you'd say.
yeah.
But by the way, I got into that beta for Hardline. It's not very fun.
Yeah, dude.
I did not. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Was it more like Call of Duty-ish?
I mean,
did you think,
okay,
or was
the
it
thing
actually
that-
Battlefield?
The thing that I really enjoyed, I mean, granted, I didn't really like Battlefield 4. I didn't really like Battlefield 3. But the things that I liked about some of the other ones, like 1943, the Bad Company games, were that probably because they had to be on consoles and all that stuff, like earlier, the maps were smaller and the player counts were smaller, so it was just and it ended up being different. There was less vehicles and all that stuff, and then with Battlefield 3 and all that, it's just like 70-story
Spread
buildings,
so
people
thin.
camping on with a sniper while there's a lot more people. It's not as tightly packed, and everyone's just in tanks and stuff like that. So I didn't really like it because of that, and I thought maybe the Hardline would be, this new Hardline thing would be good because it's more like bank heist. It's only 32 people per server instead of 64 or whatever, some PC maybe
48,
support that.
whatever it may be, yeah.
I think it's 64 on PC. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like smaller player count, but the maps are still like really large and like people just camping on top of like 100-story skyscrapers or whatever and stuff, which is cool if you like that. It's probably fun if you like it, but it's just not my type of Battlefield. And it
I've
feels
been-
I
basically
totally
exactly
agree.
like Battlefield 4.
I've been keeping
I-
up on. All right, go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I loved the smaller scale style of Battlefield. And when everyone gets spread out into vehicles and like on rooftops and spread over multiple stories over multiple bases, it kind of loses that intensity for me.
Right. I am super anxious to hear what Lurker has to say about Destiny, just
I am
because
too.
here's the thing, man. Like, I've noticed he was talking to Diddy and whatever, and I was just like chiming in every now and then, and nobody would respond to me. So I was like, and whenever I sit there and I try to ask Diddy a question, like I can't get like a solid answer. So like I'm anxious to see, like, because it looked like Lurker, you were into it and then you were out of it and then you kind of came back into it. So which was
Oh.
exactly what I was going through. So break it down for me, dude.
Yeah, dude, sorry. Destiny for me, I've been looking forward to it. I mean, I was looking forward to it since it was announced. I'm a pretty big Bungie fanboy, you could say. And I was looking, I don't know, I mean, it just looked like an interesting game to me. And the more I've seen of it, the more I've been hyped for it. It's kind of one of those things where I've like followed the hype almost to the point where I don't even know, like my head spun around so much, I don't even know what to do about it. But as footage has kind of surfaced, I've been kind of like, yeah, I've had sort of mixed feelings. Like I think almost everybody has. It's not a game that like blows you away the first time you see it, I don't think. And that's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion, because, like it's not like every game is made to be that way. Some are more of a slow burn, like there's a lot of things in Destiny that could go the distance. It's just kind of, that's going to be a matter of seeing how it plays out. But what interests me the most is raids, which nobody's gotten to play yet. And it's going to be the first time that's going to come to a console shooter, is like multiple like teams attacking a huge boss that's like end game content, like that's going to be like the big finale of Destiny in my opinion. And that's one of the things they're keeping tightly under wraps. But multiplayer wise, I've been asking Diddy a lot of questions, and I've been actually Ninja responded to me once too.
Right, I saw that.
I was like
nice.
watching his stream, and I was like, this game looks fun, but it looks unbalanced, dude. And he was like, no one's stopping me from getting my supers. Supers are basically your kill streaks. They're like your like anybody, you see the hunter do the golden gun where he like charges up his pistol and it's a one-shot kill, or like the Nova bomb that the warlock does or whatever.
Mhm.
All those things are supers that you earn, I assume, through getting kills in a kill streak, like getting kills without dying. And what bothers me is that it looks just like it, no matter how they dress it up, it looks like the Call of Duty cycle where you can get your heavy ammo for your LMG, or you can get your rocket ammo, which is basically in all essence a power weapon. Like you're going to overpower anybody you come up to in a straight gunfight, and then you use that to build straight into your super, and use that to then you control the heavy ammo. It's like a repeating cycle. Like Ninja was getting like 25 streaks in that game. I know he's Ninja, I know he's amazing, but dude, like it looks like it's going to be so pub stompy.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you're
probably will, but also, I mean, yeah, you gotta think at the same time, like, I don't think he stopped playing for the
He is
last
not.
week until, like, since he's got it, and he hasn't stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
So he's, like, learned the game, and these people are literally probably going in for the first time. Like,
And I'm
he's
like-
probably, most of the people he's playing, this is their first multiplayer match ever.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
close to
bro,
it,
like, it's only 2 maps. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Like,
I mean, he gets he's getting views, he's getting subs, so he's gonna keep going.
right?
Here's my thing though, is that what's changing my mind about it and what's kind of bringing me around is that, one, he looks like he's having a blast. Like he looks like he's having a blast playing that game. Like anytime you go to his stream, he looks like he's having fun. And other people I follow, not even like people that are like in any way famous in the gaming world or anything like that. There's one guy that I follow, he just likes my videos on Twitter. He's just a guy that's on Twitter that likes, YouTube stuff and gaming and stuff. And he keeps posting PS4 pictures of stuff that he's doing. And it looks like he's just having a blast exploring. Like he's
Right.
just like, it's like pictures of him like sitting on a cliffside looking out at like the landscape or whatever, or like him exploring. There was one picture that was like, he showed a picture of this little wedge in a cave, and he was like, he showed the PS4 picture, and he said at, Bungie game, he was like, can you get in here? I've been trying to get in here for the last 2.5 hours to explore further. I think you can get in here. Like, he was like, he's that interested in finding every nook and cranny in the world, and that stuff makes me psyched. Yeah. That makes me think it's like Halo, Skyrim, or something.
Yeah, there's stuff to do. Yeah. It's really cool, but it's kind of funny. Like, it's basically an MMO. As much as they keep telling us it's not an MMO, it's an MMO. Like, don't fool yourself. It's just that. They literally have all the hooks of an MMO, raiding, the battlegrounds, like the way the loot system works and everything. It's like it's almost like that. It's a game styled like Borderlands, but you're right, it's more flushed out in the MMO thing. Not saying that makes it a bad thing, but it's just funny how they're marketing it to like, because it's like they're still trying to draw in that first person shooter crowd.
Well, and also also the Ninja was saying that your weapon matters. Like, your weapon, like as your weapons grade up, or as you get better gear, your like your weapons will do more headshot damage or more critical hit damage or something like that. So that means they have to rank people not only on skill but on gear acquired too. So if somebody's has high level legendary gear, how do you pit them against players that won't have that are coming into multiplayer for the first time? Like, you'll have to have like a multi-tiered ranking system, or maybe they don't have.
Yeah, or maybe system. They just don't have anything.
They just don't care. Yeah.
Right. Adele, were you ever hyped
for Destiny?
On Destiny?
I was hyped because it was a new game by Bungie, and I know they can tell a story really well, and they can make a quality game. So I'm hyped for, I mean, like you guys have said, the exploration, the MMO elements that kind of relate to first-person shooters, and like the team aspects of it. That all sounds really fun, but I mean, like Lurker, you kept saying it, the PvP looks too generic, too bland mishmash of Call of Duty and Titanfall and Halo, like all of it to combine. It's just not the flavor of game I'm looking for.
I don't think that's really the focus either. I mean, I'm sure they're still trying to make it good and all that stuff, but it's not what they're actually aiming for to be like.
And I mean, and they came out back to. Yeah, and they came out and said they're not trying to make a game that's like Halo. They wanted to move on to do something different. So I can respect them for making a different type of game, even if it's not the exact competitive experience that I want to play. Like, I can appreciate the game for the parts that are cool and unique, and they bring innovative things to like a next-gen first-person shooter, and then leave the rest for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the backstory and the lore that Destiny has. Like, I really want to find out like where all these races come from and what their agendas are actually all about. Like, there's so many different things to explore. Like, you have, like, of course, Earth, you have the Moon, Venus, Mars, and there's all these different factions that occupy these different parts of the solar system that have their own, like, rich backstories. Yeah. That's what I'm really interested in, because that's really what kept me in with Skyrim. Like, I love the adventure aspect of it, but it was, like, actually learning about, like, the ancient, like, elves. I don't know if you guys have played Skyrim, but like the ancient elves that had like all this advanced technology and then all of a sudden just disappeared. Like, I want to know like what happened to these guys. And, I feel the same way about Destiny. Like, I want to learn about the Vex, like the time traveling robots that no one knows where they came from, the Cabal, which are like the big giant like hunter-esque guys that occupy Mars. There's like space zombies, like they're called the Hive.
The Hive, right. All the character, like the character creation, kind of reminds me of Mass Effect, like how there's all the different factions and they're so unique looking, and they all have like these different agendas that we have to figure out.
Right. Yeah. Mass Effect was the same way.
The game's gonna be jam packed with that stuff. Like, that's really what that's like where their focus is. So like an MMO, it's a lot of just like building this like extreme lore base that you can really dig deep into if you really want to.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to that. So, kind of on that same topic, like with, of course, Halo 5 Guardians coming out and Halo 2 Anniversary as well. Like, what do you guys get more hyped about for the Halo games that we're about to get? Like, are you like really getting geared up for the multiplayer, or are you like really wanting to find out what's going on with like this new Spartan and like the Arbiter coming back? Like, what do you guys want to jump into? Like, what's got you hyped up the most?
Well, I'm all about that multiplayer.
Have you played a campaign yet, Dale?
I have played all the campaigns on Legendary solo actually.
Okay. All right.
I do that grind. I gotta be in the right mood, and I gotta be late at night when none of my friends are online. I'm like, oh, looks like I'm playing the campaign by myself. No, like I'm super hyped for the story. Like I've always enjoyed the Halo campaigns, but like just like we were talking about with the whole arena shooter competitive focus for this next gen, like that's where I'm really hyped for, like to get back on the matchmaking rank grind and actually compete again in Halo. That sounds so fun to me.
Yeah, because that's where you spend like the majority of your time. Like, you'll play the campaigns, at least myself, like whenever I boot up a Halo game or pretty much like any first person shooter game, like I'll play the campaign like all the way through before I even touch multiplayer. Like I've been that way ever since like the first Halo. Like I gotta find out what happens and then I'll jump into multiplayer. Like I almost use it as like a training ground, I guess you could say.
Well, and you can't have some random noob online spoil the story for you, just like screaming in the lobby, Master Chief comes back!
Right.
Like, oh, come on.
You son of a bitch.
I'm kind of the opposite now. I don't even play campaign as often. I do in Halo because I care about Halo's campaigns and I think they're the most interesting. Like, say what you want about even Bungie before them, like they know how to program AI and like interesting enemies. But as far as like Call of Duty or any other game, I didn't even play Black Ops 2's campaign, and I played through every prestige in that game.
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
Unfriended.
Yeah,
What
sorry,
is
bro.
this? Oh my
You guys all
God.
know that. You guys all know that by now. Come on.
No,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
No, Lurker's all about those COD roots.
Oh God.
He's a young sapling in a large forest of Twitch fire.
That's prestige, man. Oh my God.
Well,
No,
I'm playing Halo now, so.
I think I do the same thing as Raps, man. So if you want to do a co-op, man, I'm all for it. I play the campaign first, and then I move on. Now, obviously, probably not going to do that with the Master Chief Collection, but I will be doing that for Halo 5. So I know for a fact that I'll be starting off campaign and then hearing that story and then going on to online multiplayer, because like the thing is I want people to sort themselves out. Like I know the hype of the first day is like huge, and I'll probably be playing like out of my gourd that night, like much like I did on Halo 4. Like my best night at Halo 4 was the first night. Like I don't know what happened. Like I just turned on beast mode and I went the whole night. But I mean, like I want people to set themselves out for a little bit. So I've even seen people like take the first month of Halo and figure out all like the lore stuff and this, that, and the other. That way people can figure out ranks and get settled, and then they dive in and then they start pounding noobs. Like, so yeah,
So they can actually work from the ground up and not have that weird mix up when it first starts and everyone is
Exactly.
rank 1.
exactly. So
That makes sense.
What about you, Toast?
Yeah, I guess actually the first thing in the past few that I've done is just jump straight into the forge so I can like mess with the weapons and just see what they are, because I just want to be like, oh, I really want to fire this railgun that looks so cool and stuff like that. So that's what I did, but basically, essentially, it was just multiplayer straight away. I don't think I played the campaign for a week-ish, and I did it with, I think it was co-op with 2 other people, and then by that time we were doing it on Legendary, and there was already some glitches where you could skip the gondola part, which I was all for, so we skipped a lot of the gondola section.
Yeah.
And I didn't miss any story. I'm totally fine with that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So that's probably going to be my strategy, is if there's any BS parts in Halo 5, I'll just wait till glitches come out and I get to skip them.
Learn the
Yeah,
speedrun routes.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the game too as well. Like with like say like Battlefield 3 for instance, I thought it was like really interesting. Like they even had like whenever you open it up, like disc 1 is multiplayer and then disc 2 is the campaign. So it's like in a way like they're like, yeah, we know it's a shitty campaign, but here it is.
I didn't play Battlefield's campaigns either. They're so bad. They're like a joke. They're so bad.
Yeah.
I think I started Battlefield 3s and I got 2 missions in and I rage quit like mid-mission just because I was so bored and went back to multiplayer.
That's not
Yeah,
the
I'm the
focus.
same way.
Like the first couple Battlefields, they didn't have a campaign for a reason. Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not the focus of the game. It's to have large
Wait, what
Yeah.
was the last Call of Duty campaign you played? Because I played a Call of Duty campaign.
None of them ever.
I played Black Ops
Wait.
2's campaign. Well, I got to the last level of Black Ops 2, but I never finished it.
I know
Okay.
which. Okay, the last one I played was, I think, Call of Duty 3 on the PS2. Me and
Okay.
my friend rented it, and then we played through campaign. But all the
Okay.
other ones,
Dude.
I played some of the Spec Ops or whatever, like those things.
Oh
but I
God,
never played
waste
the
of
campaign
time.
other than that.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
Spec Ops
those.
stuff was fun.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed Spec Ops and I liked the Call of Duty campaigns. Like they've always been fun,
Black
especially
Ops
the World
1.
War II ones. Like
Black
those
Ops
were a
1 has
blast.
an awesome campaign. It's
Yeah.
like a Manchurian Candidate, dude.
that
Yeah.
was what was your last one, Lurker?
Probably Black Ops 1. I don't know. I don't remember if I finished
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3. I don't.
I played.
I've erased that whole game from my mindset. It never existed.
Yeah, I played Black Ops 1. That was my last one. And then I was like, yeah, I can't really invest in this story. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like, there's just nothing to invest in. It's just about soldiers
Tell me
going
the numbers. Tell me
Right.
the numbers.
Right. And I did the stereoscopic 3D. Did anybody else do that?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
I forgot
I actually
that was
did.
in
It was pretty funny. But yeah. Yeah, there's just nothing to the story. I mean, it's about soldiers going from point A to point B, some sort of rally point, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I
There's
just,
a on-rails section where you blow a lot of
Yeah.
stuff up, and then your
Right.
guy dies, and you switch
Yeah,
over
it's
to a
just
different
mindless. It's mindless shoot 'em ups. Like that's
soldier.
which is
Right.
cool.
That's Call of Duty. That's a multiplayer too.
Yeah.
ragdoll effect
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
The
And
no
then
whammy.
like I find it
There's-
funny. Go ahead, Dale. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and there's hundreds of thousands of people who eat it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop.
So more power to them.
Right.
And it's funny.
Take our Promethean vision.
Oh, boy.
To me at least, like I feel like Destiny is on the opposite side of that coin. Like the multiplayer is there. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna honestly be another Titanfall. Like it's gonna be really cool at first, and it's just gonna do a slow
Man.
death.
I don't know.
But-
I don't know.
I think, well, the thing that they're trying to focus on is like, because like MMOs, like the whole thing about MMOs is like, at this point, people who play WoW, they don't play WoW because they actually really like the game that much. They play because they just have a ton of friends, and it's just a social experience where they hang out.
Mhm.
Because it's like not, it's like super casual. It's extremely casual. Like there is some hard stuff, like some raids require like extreme calculation with like calculators to see if you can like make it through and like strategy and stuff. But for the most part, it's
Right.
just like they try to just make it a big social thing where, you know, you're just gonna keep going through dungeons over and over again in raids to get more loot or better loot, get better weapons, and then show off your weapons to other people and just have fun hanging out with friends.
Right.
Right.
So
And
that's going to be the staying power.
I think that's going
Yeah.
to be one of the main things. And like, you have to remember, like, regardless, I don't even care. To me, it doesn't really look like, sure, any aim down sight gun game is going to look like COD. But I don't think it really plays like COD because it's just different. You know, I
Right.
don't know how to explain it. Like, Lurker, I'm sure you watch some streams and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
sure, it somewhat looks like COD, but you can see the
yeah, I
you can
guess-
see the quality. You can see the quality in it, I think.
I guess I'm coming at it from a perspective, which all of us here are, but as a Halo player, like I'm gonna get Destiny, but as soon as not Halo Guardians, but the Master Chief Collection drops, like I'm done with Destiny multiplayer.
Oh, I'm done
like-
with all games. I'm done with all games, period, once that comes out. What more do I need?
Done with
Yeah.
life.
So-
Oh, Halo 1 pistol
And
online.
and that's what I find interesting is like Halo seems to be like it's the only game that has that balance. Like it has an awesome campaign that people always want to play, and then it has that multiplayer as well. Whereas
Right.
it seems like all other games really fall flat in one of the two.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems like Bungie, even like people say this,
Yeah.
they're not even focused on multiplayer. Well, if this is what their multiplayer looks like and they're not focused, I can only imagine
Yeah,
what
with
the
the other stuff.
PvE
Yeah.
is like.
Yeah.
You know
Which
what I'm
I
saying?
may
Like, Lurker
I may
brought
eat my
up
words
raids.
on that. Like I may eat my words. It may be, the next big thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think it is 500 mil, and like Lurker said, dude, raids. Some raids can take up to 4 hours.
Yeah, World of Warcraft
Right.
stuff is like insane. Like some people literally sit there for like 10 hours to do a raid, like a huge like 25, or I think they've had like bigger in the past, like man raids where it's like
Yeah.
takes
And
forever.
When I refer to multiplayer,
And-
like I guess I'm talking about the PvP aspect.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how
but
the raids will
definitely
be in this, but
the co-op multiplayer, I'm definitely going to be doing that for a while.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like a blast. Like I said, Bungie knows how to program AI and make interesting enemies and smart enemies. They always have.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what interests me. As far as the multiplayer goes, my biggest gripe, I guess, the thing that I think makes people think it plays like COD is, one, yeah, it's ADS, but it's got way longer kill times than COD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
thing
for
is
sure.
map design. That map that I've
really
seen
big.
looks like it could have come straight from Modern Warfare 3, dude. It's a Modern Warfare 3 map. It's like segregated rooms and crumbling brick walls. It looks like a COD map for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
hope
I mean,
there's
you
some,
could
like,
double jump
smaller
over
ones.
those walls, but it still has
They
that.
seemed like pretty large maps too. Like I hope there's maybe some tighter quarters type maps.
Right.
Yeah, that moon map is like, it's just a big,
Yeah.
wide open, like.
You just got your like press a button. You got like the instant inflatable like mongoose or whatever.
Yeah.
Just comes out.
Inflatable mongoose. No, but I mean, like, Lurker, here's what I'm doing, honestly, and I would suggest almost anybody to do the same. I know it's going to be hard, but try to stay away from the Twitch streams and try to stay away from YouTube videos that give opinions on an alpha and a beta or whatever it is, just because I think it's like, believe it or not, I think somewhat these early Twitch streams and stuff like that is ruining the actual experience in a way.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, if you want to be like totally surprised and stuff. for
Right.
sure.
The thing is, I think this is pretty close to the final build of the game. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
it's
going to be an
not
alpha.
an actual alpha. Like
Yeah, there's going to be an alpha and a beta. The beta is like a month after the alpha.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah.
on. And then
Right.
it's 3 months until the release of the game, from the end of the beta until the release of the game. Like, and they've been working on it for like 4 years or something. This is a pretty close build to the end, I think.
I think it's
I
been.
I think
like,
it'd be just like cosmetics and just connection, like just testing out the servers for connection.
Yeah.
I think is really the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
at this
what
point.
it's just stress test. That's pretty much what all the betas kind of are. It's just like make sure our servers don't
Well,
explode too bad on day
Unless
one.
it's Halo
even though they probably
Guardians. The Halo 5 Guardians,
Yeah.
man. That beta.
Dude, yeah, a month.
That beta-
A month after Halo 2 or the Master Chief Collection comes out. Like
Right.
A
that's
year
insane.
before the game
Yeah.
comes
A year
out.
before-
that
the game
would
comes
probably actually be considered a beta, like internally by the team,
Bro, but I think
like a year before a big
I
game.
honestly think Halo 5 Guardians, the multiplayer, is pretty much done right now. Like, they're polishing as
Yeah,
of right now.
like probably a majority of it. I don't know what, I can't really say what state it's in, but I'm sure they have their direction and stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, they probably have like most of it. I'm sure they're still working on maps and stuff like that. I don't know. It's hard to tell what
Maps?
stage it'd actually be in. Yeah,
Yeah,
not like the white boxing stage, or like what that means is they'll just put in like, just like random white walls with like a grid pattern on it, so that you can easily and quickly test like, oh, I want to move this wall over here. Because if you already had like a finished art piece, then you'd be like, well, we have to redo the entire wall. Thanks. But so they just start out like just really basic stuff. So they probably have that stuff, but I'm sure they're still doing art generation for the final
Well,
stuff.
do you guys think, like, I think, honestly, that remade maps are done after Master Chief Collection? What do you guys think?
I hope if we have these like Spartan abilities where like we could potentially, I don't know, like wall jump or whatever, something like that, I hope they don't return, because it's not going to play well. Like if there's
Right.
sprint and all that stuff, I just don't even want it, because it's going to have to like butcher the map so much. It's not even going to be, it's just going to be this weird like Frankenstein version where it's like lopped together parts of like a familiar thing. I don't think it's worth
Yeah.
it.
And it's just like any Halo 3 map that's remade in Halo 4. It doesn't quite play as well unless you're playing with no sprint settings in Halo 4. Like, it has to be a new design for the mechanics of the game. Like, that's why the maps in Halo 2 and Halo 3 worked so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be remakes because I know like the last time we had spoke, like Clean, you were talking about how the Master Chief Collection is pretty much like 343's send off for Bungie's Halo.
Right.
And this next one is like they've got their footing, like they know what they're doing. But I mean, I don't think that they can stray too far from the path because they're making a game based off of what Bungie created. Like they're essentially standing on the shoulders of giants. Which I'm not trying to belittle 343. Like they're doing an amazing job as a developer, but I expect to see some remakes in there, at least like some spiritual successors at the very least. I don't think they're completely like turning their back on Bungie and just you know what I'm saying? Like,
and even if they don't, like, you'll still see remakes in Forge. If there's any sort of Forge type feature in Halo 5, there will be the people who like want to relive the past, regardless of how it plays.
It's so dumb though. That's where you draw the line in the sand. Like it's kind of like saying, bro, if you want to play retro maps, play on the retro engine. Go get Master Chief Collection and play on that for the rest of your life. On this one, we're forging ahead. We're moving ahead. Get your head out of your ass and focus on the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be too harsh or whatever, but
I think
honestly,
there's always going to be people. There's always going to be the people that want to play like old maps on like new engines. Like it's.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable. Like it's going to happen. Like,
but I think if it plays good enough, like, and it's different enough, like, I don't know if people will still probably ask for it, but I don't think it's going to be good. So I don't think they should do it.
Can I be honest? I wanted to play when I found out that Halo 4 had a version of Lockout, I wanted to play it really bad because I never experienced Lockout, and I know it's such a pivotal part of Halo history. Like, I know that it plays like crap on Halo 4, like Halo 4 Lockout. We were playing it today, Dell, and it was horrible. Like, it's the worst.
Infinity settings.
It's the worst, yeah. But like, I wanted to play it because I'd never experienced it. I didn't have the DLC for Halo 3. I didn't play Halo 3 in its prime. I definitely didn't play Halo 2 in its prime. And then after that, it's like, what do? This map was so pivotal in like the development of the franchise. And it was such, like Del, you were talking about, you played Lockout more probably just on Halo 2 than you have played all of Halo 4. Like the hours you put into Lockout are unbelievable,
Yeah,
and exactly.
Like everybody, maybe people who didn't get a piece of that want to experience it because that's my personal experience.
Oh, you want to experience it? Go on XBC.
Yeah,
that's probably about like 80% of the things being played is on Lockout.
Midship, and that like bro.
Midship FFAs and BR Snipes Lockout.
Right. I would say like not. I mean, dude, not to hate on it too much, but dude, we have to remember, as much as we love Bungie, they also did make Reach, so it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like Bungie, but.
I'll be honest with you, like, after, like, a month or so, like, probably not even that, after Reach came out, like, I was pretty much done. Like, I pretty much played Black Ops for a while. Like, once Black Ops came out, like, I played that for a while, and I played it for a couple of Prestiges. And then after that, like, as I always do, made my way back to Reach, and I played it pretty much up until Halo 4 came out. And at the time, like, I knew, like, it had its faults, but I was willing to deal with them. And, which Clean, you were with us. Like, just the other week, we went back and played Reach after, like, years, really, since Halo 4 came out. And going back to that game now, dear God.
It's like a cheese grater, dude. It's like a cheese grater on my back. I played it. I had such fond memories. And I went back and played it.
Disgusting.
Oh,
what? You were playing with Bloom, right? You were playing with Bloom? Because that's a real
standard Team Slayer. Oh, it's so gross.
Oh, do they still have servers running with like the original Reach settings?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an abomination.
It's rough.
I was gonna say Reach isn't that bad, but
if you go zero Bloom, like. Yeah, it starts to be a Halo game, but I just don't like it.
I would say fun.
Still can't strafe.
Oh, it's tons of fun.
And
I
had
a lot of fun with Reach. I had a lot of fun with Reach, but just going back and playing it, like, it feels so clunky. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, just Halo 4 feels so fluid. Like, how you can do, like, crouch strafing, like, it's nothing. Like, it feels like Halo shit, and then going back to Reach, like, it's like...
MLG settings, I'm pretty sure MLG settings, the player speed was 125%. Maybe
Yeah.
it was 120. Like
Yeah, it was
that's
like
how
the-
much they had to increase it
It was like
to like
ice
make
skating.
it like good.
Yeah, it's 120%, and they turn on the gravity so you can actually
Yeah, so
strafe.
you can jump and stuff.
Or they turn up the gravity or something, one way or the other.
Yeah, they
No,
changed-
but
I think they
and
turned
the-
up the gravity so you could. They turned up the jump height and turned
Yes.
up the gravity so you could still fall farther without getting fall damage and
mhm.
certain things.
and that made it fun. Like I loved playing the MLG settings for Reach.
Yeah.
Stop
Play a
that.
lot of that.
Stop it. There is
You know
no
what?
enjoyable part of
There
Reach
is.
at all ever.
There is Reach is a very fun game. damn
Okay,
it.
which is more Halo? Tell me. Okay, and whatever. Just the MLG settings for Halo 4 or the MLG settings for because they had no sprint. Damn it, I lose this one.
Yeah, you're dead in
Yeah.
the water.
I'm just saying, Halo 4 feels more like
I mean,
Halo
I
to
enjoy-
me
Yeah.
I
Then-
enjoy playing
then-
Halo 4.
than Reach
I will-
ever will.
I will never understand the decision to scrap the BR and put in the DMR with
What
Bloom.
what
I
was
will-
that?
I will never understand it.
That
A
legit
5-shot kill, dude. A 5-shot kill.
that
5-shot
legit
kill with
ruined
Bloom.
the game. That ruined the game for me. You take out a BR? Yeah, but it happened before Halo. Like one, and they didn't have the BR, so now it's like DMR, and it's like, yeah, I understand. Just bring back the fucking BR, please.
It's
Well-
a 5-shot kill with a gun that could not hit the broadside of a barn, dude. Give me a break.
Lurker, you're so tainted by your Bloom.
I know. It's like you like. I never realized because I was such a noob when I played. Like I just didn't know. I thought I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is fun, man. You can like armor lock and you got jetpack. And then you go back and play it, and you're like, you have to like fire 2, 3, 4,
And, yeah.
fire 2, 3.
The
to, like,
worst
get
part
into
about it
accuracy.
too, it's not only that it's slow, but it's that the pacing of the shots is only viable at long range. Like it works all right, and you kind of have like an interesting scenario, but it's super slow still at long range. But if you're mid range to close range, it's better to spam, and that
Right.
just makes it random. Like it's just dumb. Like if you're fighting ring 3 on Sanctuary, it's just complete 50-50 shot every time.
Right.
Dumbest.
That's if somebody isn't jetpacking over your head completely.
Yeah. Just
Don't talk
floating
about
in the air,
Sanctuary.
like, for 30
Like Raps, you love Sanctuary. I hate it.
What?
I can't stand it, man.
Sanctuary
I
and
loved
Reach or Halo 2?
Reach. Halo
Okay.
2 was beautiful. I loved it. Every remake since has not fared so well in my eyes, to
I
be
think
honest.
Well,
it's
Reach
just
is-
mostly the game. Like playing
Reaches
different-
was just very ugly, but it was fun. I thought it played well.
Like I think if
Well, in
Sanctuary
Reach
was in
it's
Halo
just-
3, it would actually be all right.
What were you saying, Lurker?
In Reach, it's just jetpacks, dude. It's all jetpacks. You just like, why even have a map? Why not just have a flat planet?
Just a air, just dogfights.
Yeah, why not,
Dogs.
why not have infinite jetpacks? Like, why even have a flat? Like, that's the way it feels. Because I remember playing Sanctuary. It came up when I played Reach however long ago. However a couple months ago I played it. I went back and played basically a few multiplayer matches of 3 and Reach. And yeah, I played Sanctuary and I was like, oh, this is cool. I remember this map and, it's a pretty famous map. And it was just jetpacks. Good
Yeah.
lord, jetpacks.
God.
Okay,
So,
I
okay.
actually take back a little bit of what I said about Halo Reach making it sound terrible, because there was one game type, I think it was in multi-team, that they had that was just the dumbest game type I've ever played. It was so stupid and fun because it was just so dumb. I don't remember what it was called. It might have just been like Rocket Dinos or something like that.
Dino
And
Blasters, dude.
You had
Dino
Dino
Blasters.
Blasters. He was
Dino
only
Blasters, dude.
Spartan. There was only elites, unlimited jetpack, and bottomless
Concussion.
clip
Concussion.
concussion rifle. So it was just people as dinos flying through the air on sword base, and it was like they was like bumped up in power too. I think it was only like 2 concussion rifle shots to kill.
What
It
do
was
they call it? Flying dinos? Is that
Dino
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 blasters.
is that
Dino
real?
Jesus
Blasters. It
Christ.
was
Next-
real.
next-
It was
next
so
subject here.
dumb.
So-
It was so funny.
Next subject. This is fucking terrible.
This is where the Reach hate train ends. You go from
God.
Bloom to DMRs to Dino Blasters. That's where Reach dies.
Raps, what's the next one, dude?
How about that needle rifle though? But yeah,
Needle
Oh,
rifle was
God.
way better.
Okay.
That's why I used an MLG playlist until Zero Bloom came out, because it was actually better.
Usable.
It
was
like-
yeah, so this
yeah.
is okay. Yeah, hate Reach, hate. Just go away. Just under the rug. Like
I love you, Reach. Reach.
I don't.
So, all right, so just kind of going back to maps, like we were talking about the Sanctuary there for a while, and the remakes in the different games ever since like Halo 2. So, of course, we got 6 maps coming out for a Halo 2 anniversary, one of which we know is Ascension, and I know like since then it's apparently been confirmed by Frankie that we're going to have, what were the other ones, Lockout and Zanzibar?
Yes.
So what would your guys' like top slots, like what would your top 3 maps be that you'd want to see in remade for the anniversary? Starting with you, Dale.
You said it is Lockout and Zanzibar as the other 2?
Yeah, apparently like he put on NeoGAF that those were going to be the other 2.
Ooh, then I'd have to go with Blood Gulch because I'm a nerd like that. I just love that map.
Coagulation.
Oh god, I always get them mixed up. Yes, Coagulation. So good. Wizard because I love, or is it? Oh, it's Warlock.
It's
isn't
Warlock
it?
on
Jeez.
Halo 2. Yeah.
I can't keep my remake straight. Warlock because it was great, and then I'd love to see Turf because that map was cool. And that was one that you covered in your video, wasn't it? That's
Yeah.
That was one of your like dream top 5
right.
remade maps. Yeah, I loved it for a lot of the reasons that you did. The kind of the human element to it. It makes it fun.
Yeah. So what about you, Lurker?
Definitely Beaver Creek. I know everyone says it's been remade, but I feel like the remake in Reach was, again, going back to Reach, I feel like it was people only got to play it, and it was a beautiful map. It was great, but people only got to play it for that short-lived sort of anniversary lifespan. Other than that, I mean, it's an amazing map. It's a pivotal part in Halo history, it's a well-loved map, and I think it would serve us well for a remake. I would actually have to agree with Turf. There's one guy that I watch some of his YouTube videos. He has a bunch of Halo 2 YouTube videos, and he has a free-for-all on Turf, and I was watching it. And I think it's just a cool-looking map. How you can, melee the doors and open them or whatever, those big gates.
Yeah.
I just think it looks like a cool map. And then also, what was the last one? Ivory Tower. I would like to see Ivory Tower, which I know has been remade in Reach also, but I feel like it probably played better in Halo 2, so I would like to see it remade.
It sure did.
It did. It was amazing.
Which I always found interesting how it was CE anniversary, but they remade Headlong and Ivory Tower.
Yeah.
From Halo 2.
That's kind of weird.
I thought it was weird, but anyways. So what about you, Clean? What are your top 3?
I would probably say Headlong, Midship, and then after that, oh man,
Backwash.
Backwash.
Believe it or not, I did have some of my better games on Backwash. Like, you couldn't nade for crap on that map, but it was still, I had really decent games on Backwash. I'm not gonna lie.
Near the end of Halo 2, was that even in the rotation for maps on any playlist? Because I never played it. I only played it in silly custom matches where we played zombies.
Like zombies, yeah, exactly.
Right. No, it was in there for SWAT, and it was also in there for doubles.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, not
I played a lot
necessarily
of SWAT though.
Slayer.
I'm surprised it never got I never got a Backwash.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Oh man, the map is totally escaping me right now. Midship.
You said
Headlong, and then I would have to say probably
Gemini?
No, not Gemini.
Elongation?
That's absolutely terrible. Elongation's okay.
Terminal?
No, Terminal was more for snipes, and I always got ran over by the train. Sanctuary. I'm gonna say Sanctuary. Halo 2 actual Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm surprised. Actually, I've totally spaced that. I always just imagine it's definitely getting remade, so I always forget it.
but Midship has to be in there.
Midship is just too good. It works
good.
for every game type. It's just so good. Oh, Relic? Talking about Relic? I know I heard some people talking about they wanted Relic to come back. I don't really like Relic.
Is that the one on the beach?
Yeah, with the big kind of building forerunner.
Yeah, that was an okay.
I liked it for
map,
snipes. It was fun for snipes.
Yeah, fun for snipes, man.
All right, so Toast, what about you? What are your top 3, man?
I would also say Midship because, like I just said, Midship, it's just so good for every game type. You have Bomb, you got, Capture the Flag, you got CTF, I just said CTF, TS, you got all that stuff. It's so good for competitive stuff. I would really like to see Sanctuary return because A, it's an awesome map, also can work for Bomb, also all those game types are really good. And also I think if they did it with the original like aesthetic, it would look freaking awesome and like being totally remade.
Oh yeah.
It'd be so beautiful.
And then I would probably, I guess Lockout's technically confirmed. I guess maybe I would go Turf. I don't know. I would want another like competitive thing like Beaver Creek or something like that, but I don't think they would, because they would probably want to try and sort of balance it with you know, like big team type maps and also
Right.
smaller maps.
Right.
Yeah, because if they're making 6, they've got
Yeah,
they've
they
got
only
Zanzibar
yeah.
in there, but
That's
so
only
like having
one. So
two big maps and 4 competitive maps, that would be
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was
I'd be okay with
I wouldn't
that.
be surprised if it was 3 competitive maps, then Turf, which is kind of like a smaller but still sort of casual map, and then like 2 actual big team maps or something.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I'm really anxious to watch 8 grenades again
Oh,
on Halo
just
2,
8
man.
grenades.
the
Oh
spam.
yeah.
The spam.
God.
They were weaker though, weren't they?
Yeah,
weren't they?
they're totally weaker. It wasn't like overpowered at all. You could actually get away from the grenade when it was thrown at you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an amazing concept.
Thanks. Yeah.
Plug on Halo mechanics.
Yeah.
Because it was essentially like I've watched several free for all stuff and Halo 2 gameplays, and it looks like you can spam them at a dude, but that's basically if somebody's camping in a corner, they'll get killed
Yeah,
by
it's
nades if they
mostly
get
just
multiple.
zoning stuff, not really
Yeah.
a weapon.
But the noob combo's back.
Yeah.
God, I
Yeah, it
love
is.
that. And like double shot, quad shot, the same stuff. Like all this stuff needs like to be known, I think. Or should we not tell the newcomers and just let them figure it out?
It's hard. Let's tell them about it, because then they're going to be thinking, oh, I got a double shot, I got a quad shot, but they're not going to have
Yep.
the skill, so they're just going to sit there like shooting and then accidentally reloading because they're trying to cancel it and then
Freezing
kill
their
them even
gun.
easier.
What was it?
Right.
Hagstrom's had the best quote on Twitter ever. He said, first day of Halo 2 anniversary is going to be all these old dudes trying to remember how to double shot while they get dual needled by noobs.
It's possible, man. But noob combo, like you bet your ass, I'm gonna be rocking
dirty
that the
bird.
first day. First day,
Oh yeah.
noob combo.
Yeah.
Got
So
the plasma pistol
my,
and then dual wield the Magnum on the other hand.
Yep.
just going back to top 3, as far as maps go, my top 3, which a lot of them we've already said, but I would love to see Turf. I would love to see Sanctuary, and the unorthodox one, I would love to see Burial Mounds come back.
Oh, burial mounds, yeah.
You and your burial mounds, dude. I hate that map.
It's an amazing map.
I like
loved it.
burial mounds, man.
I
It
love
was
the
goofy.
aesthetics of it.
It was cool. Yeah, I like how you were talking about how the environment's almost creepy, like something terrible happened there. I totally get that vibe too. That's awesome. But ooh, it's just such a wonky map, like with the big base and the ravines going through it and everything.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I thought like the sniper, the sword, rockets, like it just played so well. Like, and then add in those vehicles in there as well. I don't know. I just always had a blast playing like big team battle with my friends on that map. It was awesome. So, but yeah, I think.
It would look gorgeous remade. I'll give you that.
Oh man, just imagine that skybox. Oh my god.
The skybox though.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I think that's a good place to call it. We covered a lot of grounds, a lot of different games we played, our opinions on multiplayer versus campaign. What we're most hyped about, and our top 3 maps for Halo 2 Anniversary. So that was awesome. Good
Yeah.
podcast, guys.
It was
Yeah.
definitely
Any,
a good podcast.
Any
I have
last
enjoyed
words you guys have for the viewers?
Not until next week.
Dino Blasters, Halo
Dino
5.
Blasters, man.
Dino
Do it.
Blasters.
Everyone
We-
go to Reach
we
right
back.
now and play
Hashtag
some
we
Dino
back. Dino
Blasters.
Blasters.
Be back.
I want to
Hashtag
see
we
everyone in Halo Reach Social Slayer tomorrow playing Dino Blasters. I'll be there.
Right.
I won't be there, but I'll watch you guys.
Yeah,
my
I'll definitely
50.
watch you guys.
Definitely won't be there. Though.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to number 3 podcast for Full Assault. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We got Delamentary, Lurker Zero, Cleanup, Toast Bomb, and of course myself, Rapscallion, the Scrub. But yeah, everybody's links will be in the description below. Check them out. Great Halo channels, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Rapscallion!